telling a story without words is a significant hurdle for video games. While the craft has been perfected over the years, it still takes skill to convey relationships between characters, or, in the case of Planet of Lana, the relationship between characters and the environment. Developer wishfully attempts to take players through an epic adventure full of discovery, tense interactions, and skillful puzzle platforming. The result is an experience that engulfs you in beauty and design. Before we get into the review, we'd like to thank our Patreon supporters for making this possible. Please take a second to check out patreon.com/noisypixel to support independent game journalism. Planet of Lana opens with a playful scene between a young girl and who I believe is her brother. Their village is alive with energy, but these two seem to have experienced some loss before the opening scene. Unfortunately, before you have time to come to terms with the narrative, machines invade the village and capture everyone, leaving the young girl to run away in fear. There's this fantastic scene at the beginning where the girl's making her escape, and as she runs, it's as if you see the moment that she reflects on the events and decides that she's going to save her people. Her determination gets her into some tough situations that span the length of the changing environments around her as she continues her pursuit of the machines. It'd be a pretty lonely mission if this was just a girl heading out on her own, so to accompany her is a creature named Y. The relationship between these characters gives vibes similar to Ico meets Oddworld, as players will command Y to complete environmental puzzles that hinder progression. Through the adventure, Y learns new skills that add to the pool of puzzle designs. There's an interesting mix of challenge found in the various puzzles. The difficulty of the puzzles don't seem to increase throughout the adventure, instead it's a balance of straightforward and tricky. As new skills are introduced, you'll be taught the basics before navigating a more challenging design. In later parts, puzzles require the knowledge of several skills, but I wouldn't say the team is actively trying to stump you. A high degree of challenge is introduced when encountering enemies. Here, players must ensure the girl and Y are out of enemy sight, or they'll be killed. Navigating Y through these situations often requires him to be a distraction, but nothing is off the table when it comes to getting through these portions of gameplay. Other enemies are organic creatures that may try to eat Y, and that's up to you to figure out. I did find the puzzles to be very strict on timing. They leave little room for error or for attempting something unscripted. While this means you'll have the same experience as everyone who plays, you at least know when you're going to be doing something wrong. The world is connected, and the environments will change as you traverse each level, introducing new challenges. I enjoyed how creative these puzzles became, utilizing elements such as light and water to break up the repeating designs. Platforming is also required during some sections. The jumping animations can feel a little floaty. Still, I got used to the distance and speed rather quickly. As a story, I feel like more flashbacks are needed early on to ensure the player knows what they're fighting for. While some key story details are revealed later on, I would have liked to see this information sooner to relate to the protagonist's determination to progress. It just makes the opening moments appear overly lighthearted when I should be hungry for revenge. The overall design of Planet of Lana is something to marvel at. The game loves to throw you into these tense situations and then give you a stretch of peaceful land to run through and reflect on your experience. Further, these moments provide an update on the state of the invasion and the changing of scenery. It paces the adventure and sets the tone of the narrative for what's ahead. The sound design is stellar. The developers have created some sound cues for the puzzles and a serene background track that provides a sense of relaxing uneasiness. There are some high-action moments that occur, and the music will ramp up to immerse you in the scene. Further, the protagonist will call out to Mawai to provide various instructions, which is just a charming touch. As for replayability, there are secrets to be found throughout the levels, and I believe that they are important to the story somehow. Planet of Lana is a deceptively relaxing adventure. Its beauty is at odds with the chaos of an invasion and the mini nightmares standing in the way of the protagonist and her goals. While I would have appreciated a stronger foundation for the narrative, it comes together with an adrenaline-inducing conclusion. The puzzles are challenging and clever, and the sceneries are gorgeous, making each moment of this experience rewarding. Noisy Pixel is giving Planet of Lana an 8.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by our supporters on Patreon. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers providing independent gaming coverage through news, reviews, previews, and more. Check out our Patreon to help support our continued growth and subscribe to keep up with all our future content.
Noisy Pixel.